Hello, everybody. Welcome to Two Sides, One Love. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Cecile,
your favorite mother and daughter duo. And this podcast is about bridging the gap with laughter and love. So, since this is our first episode, first podcast, first everything, we're going to introduce ourselves, a little background. So, obviously, I'm Melissa. I'm her daughter. I am 25, born and raised in Atlanta. And that's all y'all get for now.
Hi there. My name is Cecile. Of course, Melissa is my daughter, only daughter. I am 62 years old, or young, and born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica.
I want your tone to be regular.
Okay,
how you speak
that's
to
how
me.
I speak.
No, how you speak to me. Be regular.
Hi there. This is Cecile.
No, stop. Just be regular. It's fine. I'm just saying be regular forward.
Hey there, everybody. Nice to be here. My name is Cecile. What am I supposed to say?
Talk how you just talk to me.
That's how I talk to you.
No, you don't. Just talk how you talk to me.
My name is Cecile. Born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica. Melissa is my only daughter. And I am 62 years young.
Better. So, let's get into what we did this week. If there's anything interesting, maybe there's not anything interesting. We work regular 9 to 5s, just like I'm sure most of y'all. So I'm sure it's nothing too fascinating. Yeah, all I did is work. I didn't do anything else. Prepared for this. How about your week?
Yes, prepared for this. Really excited about this new venture. Really excited and sharing our thoughts and exploring the whole mother-daughter thing, generationally, culturally, all of it, sharing it, insights, the whole gamut. Really looking forward to the pop culture side, our different views based on our lived experiences, and really excited to hear what you guys have to say.
Same. I think we have an interesting dynamic that is very positive that I think people need to see, especially for Black people. And I'm first generation. Obviously, both my parents are from Jamaica. So even that dynamic is different. And sometimes first generation kids may have it harder or whatever the case may be. But I never felt that type of pressure in my life. My mom did a good job of that. Both my parents really. I think it'll be very interesting for y'all to see how close we are, but also like still having the respect of mother and daughter, but like we also are like literally best friends. So I think that should be showcased more in media. So if y'all have any questions for us, do comment, do send them in, let us know anything you want to talk about or ask us questions, anything about like our lives and that kind of stuff.
And we're very transparent.
Yes.
So, whatever it is.
Like I'm probably going to leave the bit in about me telling her to talk regular. That is very true to our regularly. That's very true to the dynamic.
Yeah.
She calls me the boss.
Yeah, she is the boss of my life now. Once a man, twice a child. I'm here for it. But yes, she is, and
I'm a good boss though.
Yeah, she is. I respect her opinion. She was definitely born. I would say she came into this world as about 10 years old. And she was always more mature, more focused, very deliberate in her actions. She was, a great child to rear.
I tried.
She really easy. And I thank God for that every day. I really do. I don't take it for granted. Being a parent is a daunting and awesome responsibility. And there is absolutely no book because every child is different and we all parent from the angle of our lived experiences. And you just have to be discerning, even though we're a product of our environment, there are things that you have to tweak when you become a parent to make your situation better. And I think I try to do that. I also feel blessed that I had, I think, great parents, a great background, solid. And so I guess I was luckier than most, but being a parent is difficult.
Well, I don't have kids yet.
Yeah. Yeah, food, yeah. But I'm lucky. I'm blessed. I'm really blessed.
I'm trying to know if there's anything else y'all should know about us. I don't know. We're very cool. I had the cool mom, but also like she don't play either. She was not strict at all, like especially not unnecessarily,
That's it. Not unnecessarily.
which I think is a great benefit.
I could really always trust what she said and what she did. And I know that is an unusual dynamic. I would never say my parenting resulted in that. That's just who she was. Um, and, I'm very grateful for that, especially seeing that I had her kind of older in life. Didn't have the strength, didn't have the fortitude. I was tired.
Yeah. So my mom had me at 37.
Yeah.
And I would just say though, like, you made the house just like easy. So like I never felt the need to hide anything. It wasn't like it was flipping off the handle or doing anything crazy. So
I always was transparent with my kids. I mean, of course, age appropriately, but I find that honesty, especially with her, once she knew the truth, she was fine. I always want to be transparent with them. I want them to know what's going on and that I am always here for you, regardless of what it is. I don't expect you to be perfect. I just expect you to be honest because I can't help you, guide you, or protect you if I don't know the truth. So that was my mantra.
And that's pretty much how I live.
And she definitely lived that.
So yeah, so since that was like the energy that was cultivated in my house, I didn't really feel the need to do anything outside the bounds. Especially like I said, it wasn't heavy rules. It wasn't like you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't, like, that wasn't. So there was actually really no need.
Me that you were responsible enough and that you're mature enough and had proven to me that you can handle it. Oh yeah, I give you enough leeway, or as they say, enough rope to hang yourself kind of thing. But yeah, I believe in making your home an oasis of transparency, peace, and love. Your home has got to be that. Home has got to be where the heart is.
Oh, I wanted to say, we're so close to the point, like, we work together as well. We don't anymore, but we did work together for 2 years. And a lot of people ask, like, how could you do that? Like, how was that? And even a good part of that, when we worked together, we also lived together as well. So, like, that's really how close we were. And at work, we're talking all the time. At home, we're talking all the time. On the way to work, leaving work, we are talking all the time. So let's get into anything politics, pop culture that we may or may not want to discuss. Politics is very heavy these days, Lord. So, we try to be light, fun. We're trying to keep it light, but politics is real life, and it's what's happening all around us all the time. So also being aware of that fact. I would say anything in pop culture. I think the biggest thing this week in pop culture was the Christy and Desmond divorce. I know you don't know who they are. They are just like a TikTok, YouTube couple. They have been together since they were 14, and they're like Jehovah's Witness and stuff like that. Those are the only, I never watched them, but they're the only things that I know about them. But apparently he has cheated on her. How would you as a mom react if you found out my husband cheated on me?
Well, as you get older, you realize that the life has a lot of, gray. However, I'd be very disappointed because I anticipate that whoever my daughter is married to, that would now be my son-in-law. And so I would be very disappointed from the family perspective, but also from the perspective of my daughter, because I know who she is, she puts her heart into everything wholeheartedly. That's like double, but you get my drift. She gives everything her all. And I know that she would give a marriage or a relationship her absolute all. So I know she would be heartbroken and my heart would break for her. I would try to be calm.
I was going to say, you keep it real cute for these people.
I would try to be calm. But as calm as I can be when it comes to anybody hurting my children. I have a son, and especially my daughter. I cannot guarantee that I will be all the way rational.
No, she would not.
It depending
She has
on
way
how
more of a
it's
temper than I do.
handled.
Way more of a temper than I do.
Depending on how he handle it or how the situation is, if there are kids involved, if he start to act stupid, yeah, I, I don't know what to tell you. It could be ugly.
My temper is
She's very controlled.
Very controlled.
She didn't get it from me.
So if I do act that way, that means it is serious.
Yeah.
But her on the other hand is not as so.
Not as controlled.
I literally tell her all the time that if somebody did something that I would tell her like months later because
no, but I'd have to know that.
I know. No, I probably would tell you that if it was a boyfriend, I would tell you months later. If it was my husband, then yes, I'd have to tell you.
My boyfriend, I don't really care about, to be honest with you.
You would still be hot.
I would be hot, but I'd be hot for a minute. But if you went all the way to marry my child, and if they had children and built a home together, a future together, and you figure that was the best way to deal with any thing that's going on with yourself, that's a whole different story. Boyfriends come and go, you know. But the sanctity of marriage, of a marriage union, it's a whole different ballgame. I don't play about that. And I'd really try my best to be calm and rational. Y'all
see she episodes of that try. I'm telling y'all.
I try to be better every day. Try to be a better person every day. So if that should happen in the future, I anticipate that I will be in a better place. And
it's not like she has a temper about everything, but there's just certain things that will
I don't have a temper about everything.
Just take it there. So,
but when it's unleashed, it's kind of unleashed.
So yeah, that's definitely the biggest thing pop culture wise that I feel like has been in. I haven't seen much else, and I'd be on the socials. So politically, we all know what's going on, especially in Minnesota. It
affects the whole country, but we're focusing on Minnesota right now.
And rest in peace to that lady, and I pray for her children because that is very difficult to grow up without a mother. I don't know what I would have done.
Especially
so
foolishness.
Yes, especially with it being senseless.
You know, and you know, the death is obviously heart-wrenching. Today, there are a number of people who are being beaten within an inch of their life. Also, during ICE raids, people who are American citizens. And even if you're not, I don't care. You don't treat any human being like that under any circumstances. But I saw where a protester, he was blinded by ICE officers. I don't know what they threw in his eyes or what happened, and hauled off like a piece of trash. And this cannot continue. But I digress.
And we pray that something changes soon.
Quickly.
Because it's a lot. So, to transition, I looked up different AITAs, that is Am I the A-holes, on Reddit to see if we can give an opinion or advice on somebody's situation.
And to be clear, I'm flying really, by the seat of my pants today.
Yes, I've done most of that.
We've had no discussions.
Yeah.
So this is just raw, unedited us.
Yes. So the Am I the A-hole that I picked it because you have gone through a divorce, and this is kind of
two.
So that it is kind of hitting on that type of tone. So the title is Am I the Asshole for Not Sharing Any Family News with My Son Growing Up Because He'd Tell My Ex Everything, Resulting in Legal Issues. So my son grew up living with both my ex-wife and myself. My ex is extremely high conflict and, due to her job as a lawyer, used the courts to inflict as much damage on my life as she could, which I never did understand because she pushed for the divorce and claimed to have lost feelings for me. So naturally, I avoided sharing any details with her and usually gave one-word text replies for things involving our son. This worked until my son turned 11, and I found out that my son was telling my ex everything he was hearing in our home, even recording videos and sending them to her. This continued even after therapy with my son and explaining to him how damaging oversharing was. After wasting thousands of dollars for a pointless legal fight that was started purely because of my son spying, my wife and I made the decision to no longer share any information with him that could potentially cause issues. The therapist has suggested this approach. And unfortunately, this meant we kept all news of any promotions, vacations, and extended family issues from my son. He only found out about trips while he was on the way to them, and this continued until my son turned 19 and my ex remarried, removing me from her focus. My son is now 20 and has found out that we purposely did this for most of his childhood, and he is furious. He says we treated him as an outsider. I apologized profusely, as did my wife. We tried to explain why we did this, but he's refusing to give me a chance to resolve this. He's gone on a tirade to my parents and siblings, calling me a negligent parent. He also told my ex, and my ex is now suing me. Lord, my ex is now suing me for something completely unrelated and that has no standing, but I'll be wasting thousands on a lawyer anyway, which is what she wants. Is he the a-hole?
Sounds like he has been very negatively influenced by his mother, because I can't imagine he was doing this just of his own aversion. I think he was led to do this by his mother. There is no 10 or 11-year-old boy who is going to come up with the idea of, let me videotape what my father and stepmother are doing. Yeah. They don't even have that focus at that age. At least I don't know any 10 or 11-year-old boy who does that. They care about their video games. So the mother seems to be the absolute a-hole in this situation, and it's very unfortunate. In my view, the father did what he had to do, and guess what? The son is 20, and he got to get over it. And if he don't, well, he don't. I love my children dearly. I only have a boy and a girl, and we're both very close. But as parents, there is definitely a boundary that you have to set with everybody. But even with your kids, you got to set boundaries. There's certain behaviors and things I will never accept from my children. I will choose to love you from afar. And in this situation, son, he's now old enough that he can look back and see the negative influences his mother exercised on him at the time in his youth. She took advantage of him. And if he's refusing to see that, he is truly his mother's child. And I think the father needs to go on with his life and pray about it, leave it alone, and hope that he matures enough and, see the error of his ways. Simple.
You did not divorce anybody that had legal powers to keep doing nuisance lawsuits, but
it's awful. It's an awful life.
What would you have done if Warren or I was like in a malicious attempt of like going back and running and knowing that it is causing an issue? Would you have done the same thing?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And I would even I would have to restrict how often we interacted, even on a constant basis. So I absolutely agree with the father that he had to do that. He deserves a life. And he deserves privacy. He deserves, this is crazy. Oh yeah. I thank God that none of my exes, we had a very, very, harmonious, so to speak, divorce. There was no, tugging of the kids, and I feel very fortunate that I didn't have any drama of any kind, and I strived for that because I didn't want my children to be more affected than they had to be. But I still feel lucky that I didn't have malicious spouses. So, but that is, I am aware though that there's some malicious people who will continue to be malicious even if they remarry.
Yeah.
And it's just unfortunate, especially seeing that it's a son. You don't expect a son normally to do that. So that's why I know that he was definitely influenced by his mother.
Not a parent, so I really don't know what I would have done. I'm a very like root of the cause type of person. So I don't know what lawyer I'd have to find, but she would stop filing these nuisance lawsuits on me.
It's hard because she has
she
an
knows the game,
angle
yeah.
on, she knows the game. She has an angle on the legal system.
So, because that's the root of the issue. That's still continuing to be the root of the issue.
That is the root of the issue. Because he's 20 years old and she's still filing suits.
So that is still the root of the issue. So that would have to be what needs to be figured out.
It's unfortunate because that behavior sometimes can create a situation of violence. I mean, something like that year after year can really trigger somebody to do and act in ways that is out of character. And
which he did not do so.
Which he did not do. So or he is very disciplined and it's hard. I look at even his wife in that situation. It's very hard to be married to a man who's going through that year after year after year. That puts a strain on your marriage. Yeah. You know, so it's just so unfortunate that people just decidedly unhappy and malicious. But they are a great majority. But his son, he did what he had to do, and he need not worry about his son. He's got to get over it. And if he don't, well, he don't.
And maybe he will. You know, time.
And he will. Time is a healer. Yeah.
That frontal lobe's not developed yet. So.
You leave it alone. Leave it alone for a while. Let him sit in it. And I'm confident that he'll say, you know, my mother manipulated me.
So one thing that I want to do towards the end of each podcast is my mom and I ask each other a question, more of like to inspire positivity. It could be a question about something not so positive, because that's also about being transparent. But just something more that y'all get an inside look into our dynamic and things like that. So my question is, what quality do you admire or aspire to have that I possess?
The quality that inspires me, and I actually work every day towards being more like that, is not everything needs a response. Or anybody, or everybody. It's fantastic. It saves your peace. It keeps things clean, and you avoid a lot of conflict with people who are not in a position to even understand what you might be saying to them. And that is a fantastic quality that she had at a very young age. You know, she could hear, you know, bull and
okay.
Say, okay. And we're done. Mm-hmm. And even if it continues, she is mute.
Yes.
No response. No facial anything. Me, not so much, but I've gotten a lot better.
Because I keep telling her, girl, why are you responding to them people? Like,
sometimes if I don't even respond, unfortunately, my face
it's gonna
has
be
a whole language.
Very reactive.
But I'm working on the face too. So work in progress, guys. Work in progress.
I would say, and they kind of tie in. I would say what I admire most about you is your compassion. She is more of a reactive person, more of an emotional person. And yes, sometimes that is like a temper side. It is also in the other way of like, just very compassionate and there for the people. And I'm there for the people too, but she's there for everybody. And she could be mad 1 second and they'd be like, but that's so sad. Like, why would they do that? And like, it's just this roller coaster. But I do think the world needs more compassionate people. And I do think if we had more people like that, a lot of things would not be happening that are. And I do think at the end of the day, it's always better to be good and a good person. And people have lasting effects of her being a good person. When I started at the job that we worked together, everybody came up to me. Are you Cecile's daughter? Are you Cecile's daughter? Oh, I just love Cecile. I just love Cecile. She's so great. I love Cecile. I love Cecile. Are you Cecile's daughter? Oh my gosh. I love her. Like that was like constant for like a month when I started there. So that is her natural disposition, because there's people that she has said something one time to and they will remember what she said, like her impact and her genuineness of like listening to people and just hearing them and being compassionate and letting that I always say she should have been a therapist. She is definitely the person that all her friends call to talk about their problems. So she's just always going to be a listening ear, and she's going to listen every time, and she's going to do this. Sometimes I can be a little strict and a little not so.
She can be a little cut and dry.
Yes.
Even when it comes across that way, even though when she's really not that, but yeah.
I'm very like, when I'm done with something,
comes across stoic.
I'm either all in or I shut it off. So, and I say all the time that you can't control other people, you only control yourself. So I'm not going to keep complaining about something. I'm not going to keep putting myself in a situation that I know I do not like or that is not beneficial to me. I will just move accordingly. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to make no big speech. It's not going to be an announcement. I would just move accordingly. And that's pretty much how I am in my life. But sometimes, yes, it comes across dismissive and cold. So I am trying to work on my empathy. I'm in therapy. Shout out. I'm trying to work on my empathy and compassion with people and my tolerance. Even though I have a high tolerance but a low tolerance at the same time. But
she has a high tolerance for people that she is very close to and love deeply. And she has quite a few people that she is, her friend group is long term and close, and she'll do anything for them. But new people, not so much.
Why I think I have high patience because since I am not a reactive person, I'm a very I look at things from all sides type of person. So
she does.
I have enough patience to not just be in how I feel about something. I try to look at it from all angles. So I always give that benefit of the doubt to everybody. I always
she does. She always gives the benefit of the doubt.
If it's ridiculous from all sides, then I'm over it. So
I'm done. She's done. Done, son.
I can really be a mute sometimes, and people who really do know me, I yap a lot to them, but in general, I can be a mute.
Mm-hmm.
Always polite. You're gonna get a high and bye. Other than that, though, mute.
Well, I would actually like to throw that same question back to you.
That's what I just answered. Your compassion. Are you listening?
Oh, but you okay, yes. Yeah. Well, okay. What personality trait or attribute that I have that probably annoys you the most?
I tell you all the time. When you get upset, that passive aggressiveness.
Oh, passive aggressiveness?
Yeah.
Oh. Really?
Yes. Oh. She can be a little petty Betty.
Yeah. It can be.
Well, one day I'll be dead, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Here we go with the dramatics. That probably is the number one thing. Anytime that you are overstressed or overwhelmed, you get into that type of mode, and that is a little annoying. Because you also get into absolute talk, which is annoying. Which is nobody does this. I did that kind of thing. It's very absolute. Nobody never. Always.
Like a little mini temper tantrum kind of thing. Yeah, I guess sometimes when I'm stressed, which I really try to avoid more and more.
But she also doesn't like to ask for help. So. So things will build up.
And I'm really trying to figure out why is it so hard for me to ask for help when I do have a great village that would be more than willing to help me in all aspects, whether it's, my children, my friends, my interpersonal relationships, whatever it is. But I don't know why it's almost like it is the most daunting thing. I lose my breath. That's the idea of having to ask for help. And I'm trying to figure out why. I'll let you know.
So sometimes that leads to the overstressed, overwhelmed, and a buildup, which then now it's like, I don't feel like this issue is warranting this reaction, but it's like you've built up and now it's just kind of, and when she builds up, it's a F everybody and F everything, child. And it's like, can we relax? So that's probably that's probably it.
Well, yeah, no lies were told. She is right. I think I've gotten better because I think I manage my time better now, and I also manage what I prioritize, whether, it's having to do at work or my relationships. I know that there are times that I just don't answer the phone because I need that time to recalibrate and recharge. So I think I've learned to manage my time a lot better.
Yeah. I also
that brings calm.
Will just call her out and be like, "That seems a lot on your plate. You know how you can get. Are you sure you don't want to do this?"
And I do listen.
So I try to make her aware of like, you're kind of biting off a little bit more than you may be able to chew. Like, let's look at that. So we don't lead there.
Get there, yeah.
And then vice versa. What's something that annoys you about me?
Well, I think it comes back to the whole mute situation. I can always tell when she's off. And she doesn't, she won't tell you right off. I'm just not doing my best. And I can tell. And I've learned, though, that that's her way. She's not going to say, "Mom, I'm just feeling all sorts," and complain. She has to figure it out in her time. And I just try to be there for her while I know she is figuring it out. I think it comes with just understanding and appreciating the personalities of our loved ones and working within that perimeter.
So there's like,
they're going to process differently.
Does like my isolation annoy you? Is that?
It doesn't annoy me. It used to, but now I realize that's how you have to be to process whatever it is you're going through at that assigned time.
Like, give more of a real one.
Like when you're upset about something,
yeah, no, I get
that.
Like, give more of a real
one. You will. There'll be a day or two that I'll be talking to you and you're just totally off, and I don't deal with it because I know something is off, but I give it her time.
Yes, because nothing annoys
to process.
Me. Also, because nothing annoys me more than like
people pressing her.
Because I will talk about it,
but just in her time.
Me. Yeah.
And I've learned to be patient, which is also not a big thing. Yeah. I've learned. She's definitely taught me patience. In ways that she doesn't even realize. She's been patience with myself and patience with the world. And I have learned to be patient with her process. So, she's taught me a lot, and I appreciate it. And I respect her opinion. I respect, Is
that the real one? I thought you were going to say something else.
About you?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You're going to say, me being dismissive.
I just used to that now.
But sometimes you don't like it either, though.
No, this is who you are. And if you love people,
I try not
you've got to love all of them. It's never from a bad place. And, we have our relationship. She's warm and cozy with me, but there are times when she's not too warm and cozy. But that doesn't make me feel any less loved. I just know that that's her process. And when you love people, you have to love all of them.
Did you think I was going to say the one that I did?
I thought that. You've told me in other ways before. We're very transparent with each other. She has no problems telling me, "Mom, I think you're wrong. You should have done that differently. You're too this, blah, blah, blah."
I get where you come from.
Yeah. And I know it all comes from such a deep place of love. So I respect it and I take it always under consideration.
But sometimes that annoys her too, because I am a very like perspective type of person. I'm like, so I see where you're coming from, but maybe.
And yeah,
maybe
sometimes she
done-
chose to see things from
All-
10 million
yeah.
angles.
And sometimes people just want you to be in it with
Yeah.
them, and I'm like, well, this way, that way,
No.
you know. Like,
And
I'm
as
a
you
very
would
like
say, if you
stats
hear,
person too, or like
you know,
I'm very objective. Like I speak very objectively about things. So yeah, so sometimes that can get annoying to people. But I'm more logical brained than emotional brained, so that's just
all logic.
how I'm not, but like that's just more how my brain works. But yeah, y'all, that is a little bit about us. This will conclude our first episode.
Yes, and we just flew by the
We're
seat of
so
our pants. And
we're so excited to
we really
do
want to get in the
this.
weeds.
To do this journey. I consume a lot of podcasts, so this is very fun for me. It's like
And I
the
don't.
only thing. It's like the only thing I could ever see myself doing, like media wise, and like to the people that I don't know. So this is very exciting. I hope you all tune in. I hope you guys like what we're talking about. We really want y'all to contribute to the conversation. So
Please.
comments, DMs about anything that y'all want us to talk about, any questions about us, anything that is just interesting. Maybe eventually if we get enough questions, we can just have a whole episode about that. But we want to thank y'all for watching, listening to us. Hopefully it was entertaining. Hopefully it doesn't sound like we're
we
just
plan for it to be better and better and better.
yeah, hopefully it doesn't sound like we're just yapping, running on, not interesting, you know. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube. Please subscribe,
Please.
share it with your friends, family, everybody.
All age groups from 665.
Yes, and on Instagram, follow us at 2 Sides 1 Love Pod. You can find us on Spotify and Apple's as 2 Sides 1 Love Podcast, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. And I think that's it. We also have a Facebook, which is 2 Sides 1 Love Podcast. So please follow us, friend us on everything. You know.
Yeah, Melissa and Cecile.
Get us out the trenches. And thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.